Everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
Bienvenidos. I'm Daniel Pineda.
My name's Adele Quo.
And here we go with another show, our first show in September,
Wow.
the first of the Burr months 2015. Boy, hold on.
No,
And,
Indian summer.
Oh, really? Are you liking these?
It's
temperatures?
feeling so hot still.
It's
Yeah.
great. Still 90s into September, so maybe that's a good omen for a mild winter,
Exactly.
eh? Let's hope so.
We can only hope.
Well, we've got the usual lineup here on our show tonight. News and Community Bulletin Board. Adele is here with
It's Easy Being Green.
Joe Tree Frog and his, what is that? Oh, that's glitter moss.
Oh, don't give it away. Spoiler alert. It's
Oh,
no
sorry.
fun.
Spoiler alert. Our CBB file, Rich and his reviews. Rich is back for
Hey,
the
Rich.
second week in a row.
We're
Glad
so
to have
excited.
Mr. Rich back over there, sitting over there in the peanut gallery. And our News for Seniors show, and then an interview with Pia. Were you doing Pia tonight? Really? Very nice. Pia Salmre is here.
All right.
On tape.
She's
And
in
that's
the
our show, but before we begin,
She's in the house,
here's
right?
in the house. Here's a social media reminder from my partner.
Absolutely, Mr. Nolan. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on
Oh,
our
boy.
YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1. And also facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News. And on to the news, Mr. Nolan.
On to the news. Here we go with our first of our news items. Thank you, Hef. Here we go. Well, it's Crystal City and Pentagon City are very close to each other, but traveling between the two areas, whether by foot or vehicle, could be a little easier. Well, the county is considering a move to improve transportation in the area by building a multimodal passageway. 12th Street, if you're familiar with 12th Street, runs between South Fern and South Eade Street. It will be expanded to accommodate cyclists, pedestrians, drivers, and rapid transit bus service. The project is expected to be completed by the end of the year, so look out for those changes coming up down there in Crystal City. Daniel.
Well, Craig, in other Pentagon City / Crystal City news, the 14th annual Arlington Police Fire and Sheriff 9/11 Memorial 5K will be on Saturday, September the 12th. The drivers should be aware that the race begins at 6 p.m. and runners will circle the Pentagon area. The course includes Route 110, Army-Navy Drive, South Joyce Street, Columbia Pike, and Washington Boulevard. The event honors first responders and military personnel who helped on September the 11th, 2001. This year's proceeds will benefit the Tragedy Assistance Programs for Survivors. That's at TAPS.org, or the National Firefighters Foundation, which is firehero.org, and Concerns for Police Survivors at nationalcops.org. Visit the website at arlington911race.com for race details. Craig.
All right, Daniel, and emergency preparedness preparation is always important, as invaluable as first responders are in any emergency. It's also important for individuals to know what to do in a crisis. Well, this month is a good time to learn about that because September is Emergency Preparedness Month. The county is encouraging residents to take action to prepare for and recover from both human and natural disasters. You can visit this website, I think it's on your screen there, www.arlingtonva.us/alerts and departments.arlingtonva.us/OEM. To sign up for emergency alerts. You can get tips on emergency plans and get other educational material on this September Emergency Preparedness Month. Daniel.
And Craig, in other technology news, if you've been working on a technology idea, now is a good time to push it to the next level. The recently acquired 1775 campus in Crystal City is accepting applications at a discount before its official launch next month. The Crystal City space was previously home to startup incubator Disruption Corporation run by Paul Singh. Singh, a graduate of Arlington's Bishop O'Connell High School, merged his company with DC-based 1776 earlier this year and later left the company. Visit 1776.vc/memberships/crystal-city-application to learn more about becoming a 1776 incubator company. A lot of dashes, right?
Dashes, dashes.
Slashes and dashes.
Slashes and dashes. Next of our news items here. Well, in April of 2014, the Arlington Weekly News reported on an Arlington-based Shark Tank winner. In August of 2015, the husband and wife team of Zubeen have now moved upstream to the White House. Zubeen is a kids' custom reading playlist app. Mark Cuban awarded them $250,000 to their team in investment funds. Other entities provided additional investment funds. Zubeen was one of 32 startups highlighted in the first White House Demo Day. The event showcased U.S. business ingenuity and provided small business administration funding for several small businesses. So congratulations to Zubeen. Moving on up.
$250,000.
$250K, not
wow.
bad. Not a bad piece
at
of
all.
change to get started. All
Mr.
right.
Cuban, huh?
We'll be back. Thanks to Mr. Cuban. We'll be back with our CBB file right after we hear from Adele Quo. And
It's easy being green.
Here's Adele.
Hey, Adele.
Oh, thanks. Hey, it's good to be back, and it's easy being green, loving Maine, and going mad about Irish moss. Earlier this year, I gushed about Iceland moss, Iceland's abundant flora used as reindeer food and in their flatbread and Icelandic schnapps. So imagine my delight while I was riding the eco-friendly, clean, propane-powered free bus throughout Acadia National Park to discover that LL Bean is promoting Irish moss as the strangest ice cream ingredient found on the coast of Maine and a common thickener for ice cream and chocolate shakes. So of course I've taken a renewed liking to lichen, and I've gone mad about mosses all over again on my Maine visit. The Acadia Outdoors was our playground and laboratory for a week. We strapped on our backpacks and hit the trails for adventure, to explore and learn the flora and fauna, and challenge our physical skills on nature's obstacle courses. We saw lots of lovely lichen, mosses, and mushrooms. But the focus on Irish moss, also known as Chondrus crispus by LL Bean, inspired me to research further on its properties. First, Irish moss is not a moss. It's a type of purplish red seaweed that grows in the cold waters on both sides of the Atlantic. Traditional medical uses treated varicose veins, ulcers, coughs, thyroid conditions, and much more. For your beauty routine, ladies, Irish moss is a common ingredient in cosmetics for its skin softening properties and is used as a body lotion. I saw it as an ingredient in some Tom's of Maine toothpaste. And in your kitchen, you can use it in anything that you want to thicken up. Things like ice cream, smoothies, shakes, parfaits, mousse, and much more. This thickener imparts a smooth, creamy texture without adding any taste to any of your raw creations that you can imagine. So this seaweed is an old Maine do-it-yourself tradition. In place of gelatin, you just use some Irish moss. And the old-timers of Maine once collected it from the beaches. They boiled it down to thicken the desserts, such as their old-fashioned milk pudding called blancmange. Maine's craft brewers still routinely add a pinch of the dried seaweed to clarify their beers. So, when in coastal Maine, look for the Irish moss on the beach, and remember, it's easy being green, loving Maine, and going mad about Irish moss.
So Irish moss is not moss, it's seaweed.
It is a seaweed.
Can you imagine Irish moss ice cream?
Ice cream,
moss ice
beer.
cream?
It's in your beer.
Oh, come on.
It is in your Maine beers.
Oh,
Look for it.
Boy, that may turn me against drinking Icelandic beer.
It has no
but,
taste.
Good information. We appreciate
Adele.
it.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Adele. Okay, as promised, up next on this edition of the Arlington Weekly News, our CBB, or Community Bulletin Board file, and here we go. Well, cyclists may have to wait a while, more than 12 months, really more than a year, for the Crystal City-Pentagon City connector, but they can bike down Columbia Pike this month to watch a new documentary on biking in Arlington. You can view the film Arlington Passages and participate in the Q&A session with cast and crew at the Arlington Cinnamon Draft House. They're located at 2903 Columbia Pike. That's coming up Thursday, September 10. Vancouver-based Modacity produced the Arlington County-funded project. It spotlights regular Arlingtonians who use a bicycle to travel around town or just for recreation and pleasure. Search for Arlington Passages on eventbrite.com for tickets. Proceeds will go to the Arlington-based nonprofit Phoenix Bikes. Good stuff. Daniel.
Great stuff. Well, Lubber Run Amphitheater will host the Banjo Man this weekend. Folk, swing, ragtime, country, classical, and bluegrass musician Frank Castle has performed at Strathmore Music Center and the National Theater in Washington. You can hear him at Lubber Run on Saturday, that's September the 12th at 4 p.m. The rain date is Sunday the 13th at 4 p.m. Visit banjomanfc.com to learn more about Castle. Visit arlingtonarts.org for more information on Lubber Run events. Craig.
And Daniel, also in our CBB file of the dog days of summer, may be upon us, but you can still enjoy the beautiful outdoors with your four-legged best friend. Le Méridien Hotel's gorgeous outdoor terrace, Amuse. Le Méridien is hosting Yappy Hour on Wednesday, September 9 from 6 to 8 in the evening. There'll be appetizers for dogs and their humans, along with cocktails, a live DJ, and a lot more. The event is FREE free to attend. For details, you can visit their website, should be on your screen there, www.roslinva.org for pet-friendly businesses that would like to exhibit an email. You can check out this website, Alexandria, at tailormadeexperience.org. Le Méridien Hotel is located at 1121 19th Street North in Arlington. Daniel.
Well, Craig, the Arlington Farmers Market, or AFM, is recruiting volunteers. AFM operates on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to noon at North Courthouse Road and North 14th Street. They need volunteers to assist a few hours a month with several tasks, including promotion, administration, and senior benefits. To get involved, email them at afm at cfwdc.org or just give them a call at 619-855-0669. Craig.
And Daniel, here's some information for you after-school tutors. The Buckingham Youth Brigade needs after-school tutors. They need weekly help for middle and high school students with homework in a variety of subjects. This program runs from September through June. High school students will meet on Tuesdays from 5 to 8 p.m. and middle school students on Wednesdays from 4 to 6 p.m. For more information on this tutor program, if you'd like to help them out after school, give them a call. Here's their number. It's on your screen there, 571-483-0345. And we'll be doing our Richard's Reviews is coming up right here,
yes.
but have a little insert here for you. We'd like to give a shout out and a special tribute to our very own Nort Beckerman.
Yeah, Nort.
He was honored recently by OSAP, the Office of Senior Adult Programs, for his contributions to seniors. He's been working with and for with OSAP, Office of Senior Adult Programs, for quite some time, and they recently honored him, and a couple other folks, ladies actually, Vera Lebeau, and Roberta Thibodeau.
Congratulations.
So offer our congratulations to our very own Nort Beckerman and his co-honorees for being honored by OSAP and helping them out with their programs.
Good job, Nort.
We appreciate your work. Thanks, Nort, and congratulations. All right, moving right along now, as promised, here we go with our Man About Tom for theater, the arts, and a whole lot more, Mr. Rich Masami.
Hey, thank you. Good to be
Rich
back
is back
again, the
week
second week.
2 in a row.
Right.
Hanging in here.
I'm going to talk about two theaters. One I didn't know at all. The first one I'm going to talk about, Creative Cauldron Theater. They're in Falls Church. And tell you the truth, they're at 410 South Maple Avenue in Falls Church. I didn't know them, I'm being honest with you. But they're presenting a series of weekly concerts, cabaret style. Last weekend, I caught a cast reunion of singers from the past production called Once on This Island. 6 of the 7 cast members sung songs from the play, plus favorites from other shows. It was just delightful. Listening to Tierra Whaley, Avia Fields, Jade Jones, Harrison Lee, Carl Williams, and Malcolm Lee. Each had their own style, and each could easily bring a lead role in any musical. One of my favorite was Tierra Whaley rendition of Change in Me. This is the first time to have Creative Cauldron, and I was pleased to learn that they are continuing in the cabaret on Fridays and Saturday nights through September 26th. I really advise you to get in touch with them. Coming up on September 12th is Nora Palka in Girls Like Us, about the evolution of women in music from the 60s to today. Creative Cauldron's regular season begins October 1 with The World Goes Round, songs by Candor and Ebb. For more information and tickets, call 703-436-9948, or you can call 571-239-5288 and check their website, creativecauldron.org. Yeah, they're a nice find, really. I can't wait to go back to see them again. The Keegan Theater, I've known them for years, and they're wonderful. There's a play in this newly renovated Keegan Theater. I mean, they're at 1742 Church Street in the district, and they really fixed up the place with elevators, and it was just wonderful. Should go see it. But they're doing a musical there called Dogfight, and it's set in San Francisco in 1963 and 67, where 3 Marines are about to deploy to Vietnam. The night before they are about to leave, they decide to play a game called Dogfight. So, suffice it to say, the game involves each guy seeking out the most unattractive date. Not so nice, but the play is thought-provoking and beautifully set to music. The Marines are acted superbly by Tiziano Afuso, Harrison Smith, and David Bernstein. The female lead, Rose, is played so effectively by Isabel Smichelikson. The entire Dogfight cast is really pretty good. This is a play that is emotionally compelling, and I suspect relatable to many in the audience. Great direction by Christina Coakley and Michael Innocente, and music direction by Jake Null. Dogfight runs through September 20. For more information and tickets, call 703-892-0202 and check the website at www.keegantheater.com. So that's really it for me. I just wanted to mention these 2 places, and next week I hope to have 2 other places.
All right,
Yeah.
Rich, 2 weeks in a row, man. It's great to have you
Yeah,
back.
it's great.
Good to see you sitting down there.
Thank you.
That in
Thank
the
you.
anchor
I'm
desk.
getting used to it again.
All right. Great to have you back. Thanks, Rich.
Thank you.
Okay, as promised, now we're moving right along on this edition of the Arlington Weekly News, our first show in September 2015. Here we go with our News for Seniors file. Well, the 33rd Annual Northern Virginia Senior Olympics, NVSO, begins Saturday, September 12 at 9 a.m. It will be held at Thomas Jefferson Community Center, TJ. The public's invited to the official opening ceremonies, followed by the track and field events. NVSO continues through September 25 with over 50 events at 23 venues here in Northern Virginia. For more information, check their web, www.nvso.us, or call Judy Masabny at OSAP 703-228-4721. Daniel.
Craig, get ready to dance. There will be a dance group show at Madison Community Center on Thursday, September the 10th at 6 p.m. It will feature Arlington-based dance groups of varying ages. The group is free and open to the public. Some of the group performing will be the Sultanas, a belly dance group, the Lee Senior Center's line dancers, the Cameo Jewels, former Miss Senior American Virginia contestants, and Go Bananas dancing students and teachers. For more information and to register, give them a call at 703-228-0555. This show is being sponsored by the Alliance for Arlington Senior Programs. Craig.
Okay, and also in our News for Seniors file, well, Parkinson's disease is a neurological condition that damages brain neurons. Neurons control body movement. At present, there is no cure for Parkinson's. However, diet, physical, and occupational therapy can provide extensive benefits for those who are suffering from Parkinson's. To learn more, join a representative from Fox Rehabilitation on Friday, September 11, at 11 in the morning at Langston Brown Senior Center. For more information on this program, give them a call. Here's their phone number, 703-228-6300. This is a free program. Daniel.
Free, huh?
Free.
Well, Craig, classical music is alive and exciting at Langston Brown Senior Center. A group of serious listeners led by David Gray meets monthly to explore some of the most popular symphonies, sonatas, chamber music, opera, and more. On Monday, September the 14th, meeting at 1 p.m., the focus will be on Spanish-themed music. For more information and to register, give them a call at 703-228-6300. The sound system for the class is provided by the Alliance for Arlington Senior Programs. And as always, we want to thank our own
Thanks,
Judy
Judy.
Masomny. Thank you so much, Judy.
All right. Thanks, Daniel. We'll be back with a little sign-off if we have time right after our interview segment with, is it Pia? Pia or Miriam? Pia. One or the other. Yes.
Pia.
Yes. Here we go.
Hello, everyone out there. I have a super special guest today. My super special guest is the great James Cullum. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Pia. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. And I love your work. I went to your exhibit at the Rayburn building, and it was so nice that I was invited, and this necklace is very special to me, hint, hint out there. And James, you've photographed presidents all around the world. You've traveled a lot. You've taken thousands of photographs everywhere in Africa, the Middle East, Haiti, and you've also done the hottest stars, George Clooney, and then Justin Bieber, Miley Cyrus. Who can forget Miley Cyrus? Let's look at some of the work that you brought along today from the show that I saw, and that show was excellent, and let's let other people take a look at it.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Picture number 1, please.
Well, the picture that you're looking at right now is a slave liberation ceremony, and it's called Reunited, and it's a niece and her aunt, and the aunt, the woman on the left, was liberated from slavery after 20 years. And this is South Sudan. This is the newest country on earth, which was 2011 was when the country was founded, and as a result of a long civil war, and which resulted in many people being taken, about 30,000 of these Dinka and Nuer tribesmen from South Sudan into the north. So there are 30,000 of these people, and they're liberated, and that was a liberation picture that I took in northern Bahr Ghazal.
Very, very nice. And the colors are so fantastic.
Oh, this next one that you're seeing is The Road to Freedom, and they're just
I like this one a lot.
Oh, there are so many colors, but this is a basic scene. The thing that captivates me about this picture in particular is the woman in the middle of it, in the black. Mm-hmm. She is looking directly at the camera, but if you look at the faces of the other people who are walking, they are mostly looking down.
Why is that?
Well, they're really looking at where they are going, but for symbolic purposes, to me, that meant that they were beaten down, that they had lost a lot of their self-esteem. And that when confronted by a photographer, they did not look right at me except for that one woman. And
She is strong.
That's right.
She is determined.
Exactly. And I saw in...
She's a dancer.
I saw in her a fighting spirit, a will to survive, and that's what you have to have in such rugged conditions.
And tell our audience, how are you able to communicate with the people of South Sudan?
Well, it helps.
As we pull up the next picture, please.
It helps when you have a translator, but usually when a translator is not available, you have to rely on body language, and you have to rely on the energy and the relationship you have with people. This picture that you're looking at now is very interesting. Many of these former slaves have never seen themselves in a mirror.
love
So
this
this woman
picture.
is looking at herself in a mirror for the very first time, and she, as you can see, is pleasantly surprised.
How did you get that shot? That's like right on the money.
Well,
Money shot.
I mean, sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you just know what you want, and you know what you're looking for. And that woman was very surprised. I have some pictures where the subjects aren't as happy as that because they didn't look exactly as they thought they did.
So interesting.
Well, it makes you
You
think
could write a
about-
whole book about this culture.
Oh,
What
yeah.
about that one?
Looking back, this woman, this beautiful, beautiful Dinka woman, former slave, this is at her liberation ceremony. She's surrounded by 300 people, and many of the people who have been enslaved and are in Sudan have experienced post-traumatic stress disorder and are now, because of the current civil conflict that is going on in South Sudan, are experiencing familiar symptoms. So she's looking behind her. That was what I was trying to say in that picture, that it's not over for that woman yet, and that it still stays with her.
So interesting. And James, let's give your website out so people can come and look at your pictures. And there's a great video that talks about you that your friend did, and I love the videos.
Well,
please.
Thank you. You can see more of my photos on Cullum, Cullum, CullumPhoto.com. The picture that you just saw just now was the last in a series of 5 that I gave you guys, a fresh start, yes. And that is the result, what happens when a slave is liberated and brought back to their home tribes. And it's really a fascinating story.
And I see we're getting the wrap up, and you're also a Pentagon correspondent. 2 words about being a Pentagon correspondent.
This is one of the most interesting times to be covering the Pentagon, and it is one of the greatest experiences of my life to be able to ask questions and take pictures and write stories in the world today.
Well, James, thank you so much. I want you to come back on. I want you to talk about your other photographs, and they're just amazing. So everybody, please go to his website. Check it out, CullumPhotos.com. Now, back to the desk.
All right, thanks, Pia.
Thank you,
it was
Pia.
Pia. I had a 50-50 shot there, and we made it right.
Well, you got it.
Pia and her guest James Cullum talking a little bit about photography. Some beautiful pictures there. Well, that's about a wrap. We got to roll on out of here. Anything else to add before we go?
I just want to say
Little
quickly,
info?
I didn't mention it before. I got a website, www.richmasabny.com, and I got a blog. It's richmasabnyreviews.blogspot.com.
A
Nice.
blogger.
Yeah.
You're a blogger.
That's
You're a
right,
blogger
that's
now,
right. I'm
huh?
right with it.
Holy cow. All right, thanks, Rich.
Thank you, Rich.
All right.
And thanks to all of you for watching another edition of the Arlington Weekly News. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back here and do it all again next week. So have a safe week. Take care. We'll see you. Bye-bye.